may need, Michael, I may need your readers. Let me see if I can do this. I think I can. Here we go. The sheriff and I were talking when Henry came down to town. He drove his wagon to the doctor's house and struggled to get down. He clutched a heavy bundle in a blanket, old and ripped. "Who's that?" I asked. The sheriff said, "Oh, that's Henry, the old hermit. He usually only comes to town in autumn or in spring. I wonder what he's doing here and what he's carrying." I told the sheriff I'd check it out and met him at the jail. He laughed and said, "Be on your guard. Henry will twist your tail." As full of myself as a young man can be, I walked up over to the docks. He and Henry were huddled over an old dog in a box. "I'm sorry, Henry," the doctor said. "She just got old and died." I felt my own eyes stinging as Henry sat down and cried. Back 15 years, my wife brought home a little ball of fur. The 5 more years that she was alive, the dog was always her. The last 10 years, Katie's been my one and only friend. She loved me dearly with all her heart, right up until the end. I carried Katie to Henry's rig and gently laid her down. He asked if I would come with him, help put her in the ground. Silently, we rode along 30 miles to his home. We buried Katie, and at the next day's dawn, I left old Henry alone. Several months passed by, and Henry had receded from my thoughts, till I came upon a she-wolf and 2 pups where they had been shot. The bounty hunters missed one. The 3rd pup hadn't died. And the memory came flooding back of the day that Henry cried. I wrapped the wolf pup in my coat and turned for Henry's home. Although she wasn't hurt at all, she'd starve out there all alone. It was late that night when I arrived and banged on Henry's door. His eyes teared up in gratitude as the puppy slid across the floor. The old man hugged the wolf pup close against his chest. I spent the night with both of them and never got to rest. We fed the puppy canned milk till she dozed in Henry's arms. And Henry talked the night away, succumbing to her charms. Around the middle of the morning, I left the wolf and man, and over the years would see them as I traveled across this land. Of the hermit and the she-wolf, I often heard tales told, for Henry and that timber wolf together grew quite old. I was at his home when Henry went to be with God and wife. He told me he had no regrets. He'd lived a long, great, full life. With his last breath, he called the wolf to come, to be by his side. And together, as they lived so long, the wolf and Henry